Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. I go by Rachel Ray on the internet, and today I'd like to share with you a new Flosstube video. I hope you'll join me. If you haven't been here before, this is where I'm going to talk all about cross stitch and actually not much knitting at all today. It's going to be shorter than normal, and I am going to rush it a little bit because I finally have plans. Y'all, I've been waiting for so long to actually have plans. So, how have you been? Are you keeping well? Things here are pretty good. We had sunshine yesterday. If you don't know, I live in Ireland. I'm an American. I live in Ireland permanently. And I live in the Southwest, and it rains here a lot. It's basically like the Pacific Northwest of the United States. Yeah, it rains quite a bit, and every chance that we get when the sun comes out, we tend to take advantage of that. So yeah, yesterday the sun came out and I just soaked it up. I needed that vitamin D. Anyway, long story long, I'm excited to share some stuff with you, so please join me. I nearly forgot to put on my Fitbit. I got this new Fitbit band from Amazon. So you might notice in a few of my past videos that my little lavender band has changed, and that's why I got a new Fitbit. I'm also playing with some of the settings on my software, so hopefully you'll be able to see the colors a little bit better today because I've changed a few things. I have to look at myself over there to make sure that everything is kosher. All right, so let's start with a few whips. Now this one I have not brought out in a long time, and it showed. One day, when was it? Oh dear. I'm not sure exactly what day it was, but I took out the Drawn Threads Trick or Treat. I was feeling like a Halloween mood, and I love this particular pattern. It is so me. I absolutely love it. It's very like, you know, whimsical, a little bit, what would you call that? I don't know. I'm at a loss for words today as well. I've been having issues with my words lately, so if I'm saying things weird, I don't know what it is. Brain fog, I guess. But I have loose threads here because I park threads sometimes when I get the whim to do it. And I made a mistake. So I am stitching this 1/2 on, what is this called? 32 count dirty. And I think that's a picture of this plus. I ordered this kit from the Silver Needle. Like, I asked them to kit it up for me. And unfortunately, I kind of just jumped right in with both feet, and I forgot that I was doing 1/2, and I started doing 2/2, which means I picked up 2 pieces of floss and stitched them together for the moon. And you can definitely tell the difference. Now, I need your help in deciding, should I just continue with the moon since I'm almost finished with it in 2 strands and do the rest in 1 strand, and it just be like, oh, well, the moon is, you know, prominent or something like that? Or should I rip it back and start over? Because obviously it's the only moon in the pattern, so it might not make much of a difference. But if you look at that and you compare the moon with the pumpkin, you can definitely see that there's a difference in coverage. I know that it bothers, sorry. I know that it bothers some people more than others, and I guess I have to come to that decision myself at some point. But anyway, it was lovely working on this again. I love picking it up, and if you can hear those nails on my floor, that's my dog. And she gets a little restless sometimes, and yes, her nails are cut properly. I wouldn't torture her by not cutting her nails properly. I'm keeping this in my Cottage number 9 bag. This was a kind of a test. I contacted her last week or this week maybe, and I asked Terry if they would possibly consider making more. They said yes, but probably not with the vinyl front because it's hard to get vinyl here in Ireland, and it's not exactly the type that we use for other bags. And I'll show you other bags here in a minute, but that was fun to work on that for a little while. So I suppose I'll just wait for your comments and see what you say, what you think I should do with that moon, and then I'll go back to it and finish that up so that I have, you know, a finished motif. And I'd like to get the vines done as well. But anyway, we'll see what happens this week. I have been working on this project called Grimm's Fairy Tales Stitch Along by Clouds Factory. Let me move my needle minder. This needle minder comes from Agnes Little Minders on Etsy. She's brilliant. She makes all kinds of cute little things. But anyway, Grimm's Fairy Tale Sal by Clouds Factory. This is a 16 count Aida, and it's Barbarelle Creations olive oil. I don't know why it doesn't want to focus. Let me see if I can get closer. There we go. I can't edit today. I just don't have the time like I normally do. Look at my prints. Well, it doesn't have to be a prince. In honor of Pride Month, I wanted to change the horse into a unicorn, like a little rainbow unicorn. And then I was like, I want to do a skin conversion on the prince and maybe make them ambiguous. So, you know, because it's Pride Month, and I think that it's important to normalize the fact that all kinds of different people have relationships, and it doesn't have to just be men and women. But obviously this is based on old fairy tales, so some people are just automatically going to assume. But I used French knots for this person's hair. The skin tone is a little dark. I'm contemplating whether I should change it a little bit just to make the eyes pop. But maybe you could tell me, what do you think I should do? Should I just leave it, or do you think that I should maybe do something to the eyes? I don't know. Just to make the eyes pop out a little bit more, because right now it's kind of getting lost. Because I did use 310 for the eyes, and I used 310 with the brown that I used for the skin for the hair. Because I wanted them to be natural. Let's see if I could do one more close-up. I'm sure you'll see this again in the future, but yeah. So I got that done. I got the plants up here done last night. I got that motif done last night. I was going to do the other, there's one more kind of flowery one here. I had to go to bed. I had stitched so much yesterday. So that's where I am on Clouds Factory, Grimm's Fairy Tales Stitch Along. Little by little, I'm working on that. So it's the 25/7 challenge. It's basically where you do 25 stitches a day, every day, 7 days a week, or 25 minutes a day, 7 days a week. I try to aim for 25 minutes, or I work on it until I find that it's been long enough. So I'll throw on an episode of something, which, by the way, I've been watching She-Ra. Oh my goodness. She-Ra on Netflix. Amazing. I love that show. And so I'll throw on an episode of something, and within that episode, that's it. I put it down for the day. Because if I work on a project too long, I get burnout, and I don't want to touch it again for a while. Speaking of burnout, well, it's not really burnout, but it's close. This is my Northern Expressions needlework twisted rainbow sampler. This is I gotta get it really close for my camera to pick it up. Come on, thank you. Twisted rainbow sampler with specialty stitches. You can see the bands in the middle. Sorry, I'm shaky. So I am in the second cross stitch band, and I know that I had a comment that said that the ombre in the Dinky Dyes isn't as pronounced as the ombre in the DMC. So I'm just going to show you again what mine looks like. I'm using the Dinky Dye Silk Pack. I got this from my friend Jessie at Mislaid Pages on Etsy. And I don't agree. I think that it is actually kind of ombre, but we haven't gotten far enough for it to be noticeable as much. So I have dog hair on everything that I own. I whip stitched this. I don't know if I told you about that. I whip stitched the edges. It's still not enough. It's still not enough. I need to serge it or something. I don't have a serger. I don't know someone who has a serger, so I'm just being very careful with it. But I did this entire top banner, and then I started up on the bottom part of it, and it looks fabulous. Like, I absolutely love the colors. But the variegation in the Dinky Dyes, you can decide if you want it to be variegated like mine or not. With mine, it's very subtly different because I have taken 2 strands of floss and held them together so that the dyes line up, and then I stitch with them 1 stitch at a time to get the maximum variegation within it. But you don't have to do that. If you want it to resemble the DMC closer, I'd recommend like doing the loop start with your floss, or you could just do rows where you go all the way across with 1 stitch, sorry, Luna, you want out, baby? Come here. I'm sorry, babe. The door is slightly closed, but it's okay. You're all right. James came in, so she wants to be with him. So you just go across one way and then come back the other way to complete the stitch, and that will absorb the variegation, make the color stronger, and you'll notice more of an ombre. But the silk itself is such a nice material to work with. Like, I have DMC projects, I have silk projects, I have overdyed cotton projects, and honestly, the silk ones are my favorite. I like the way that the silk feels when it goes through fabric, especially this. This is a 25 count Zweigart. And just one more time, I guess, to show you those specialty stitches. And it's phenomenal. I'm absolutely loving it. But, okay, this is the struggle. Oh, and before I forget, this needle minder is from Ink Circles. What was I going to say? Oh, this is a paper pattern chart. And I struggle with paper patterns. But I need to look and see if they have this in PDF. And if they don't, then I need to look into making it a PDF. Because it's slowing me down. It's slowing me way, way down. I noticed how quickly I got through the section with the specialty stitches because it's, very easy to remember. But unfortunately, with the cross stitch parts, it's the highlighting and everything, it just takes so long. I prefer PDF patterns. And I know everybody's different, but that's just my preference. So I'm excited. I can't wait to get through the yellows. That's a lot of yellow. And I want to get to the greens. So yeah. But it is a beautiful, beautiful project, and I love it. And I want to be excited to go back to it. So maybe I'll look into making my pattern into a PDF. I will have to research that. All right, and then my last project, oh, it's not in here, is my biggest project, which is my Dark Queen of the Sea Stitch Along by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I have to move things. Sorry if you can hear all of my juggling. I'll try to be very quiet. So, Autumn Lane Stitchery put out this year-long sale called Dark Queen of the Seas, and I've talked about it a bajillion times, so if you haven't been here, I love it. I am modifying it slightly. I seem to do that a lot with my stitch-alongs. I like to make it my own just because I know how many people are working on theirs, and it's kind of like, you know, I want mine to be a little bit different. I want it to be a little bit more me. It's no disrespect to the original designer. But I left the top part of this on my scroll frame, as you can see, and I'm just gonna actually, oh, it came out. Never mind. I'll put that away. All right, so here we go. Let me just move these threads. I did the trident. I thought that the trident was going to be a more manageable start and finish. It was very, very labor intensive. So let me show you what I mean. This is her. Before I get too far, I have not done certain elements of this pattern, and I will come back to them. So don't freak out if it doesn't look like yours. This is the called for fabric, Bewitched 28 count linen by Under the Sea Fabrics, and this is how she looks. What do you think of my trident? I think it's pretty cool. So the pink threads are some tentacles of hers. I'm a little self-conscious about my arms, but whatever. Her trident is supposed to be gold, and it's supposed to be the same color as the fish. I didn't like it. I thought it was too harsh. So I changed it to blend in a little bit better with the ink, and I'll show you what I used. I just went into, well, you can see my mess up here, but I went into my overdyed cotton stash because I have this tendency to like buy things or hoard things. I don't think it's hoarding necessarily. I see the pretty thing, I want the pretty thing, I buy the pretty thing, and then I keep the pretty thing, and I might not use it. Okay, maybe that is the definition of hoarding. I don't know. But I used a Leo and Roxy. Oh, let me put it in front of my face. Can you see that? Leo and Roxy's Vamp, which admittedly you cannot see how beautiful it is. Come on. Thank you. It is burgundy, green, and black. It kind of looks like, imagine a crow's feathers. That's what Vamp looks like. So that was the darkest, obviously, color. Then I used Fiberlicious in Izmir Purple, which is a gorgeous, like, lavender. Where is my light and why am I struggling? And then, I know that didn't focus properly, but you all just bear with me. And then we have this one. This is a Fiberlicious as well, and this is called Thistle. And it's a nice, pretty lavender color. But when you put it on the fabric, it looks more gray. And that is what I was going for. So it's kind of, it's dark, but it's not without color. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm really happy with it. And I can't say I'm necessarily excited to do the tentacles because it is a lot of color blocking where you do like a whole lot of stitching of one color, just like the drop before, which is this huge amount of stitching. This one is less by 2,000 stitches, but even though I have started on it, you could see my little swirl of 939 down there. As soon as I started working on it and I found the edge of the trident, I was like, I might as well just finish it, right? So that's my beautiful Dark Queen of the Sea. And just to give you an idea of what's going to happen up here in her head, on her head, charted, there is a floating crown, and there are these pink antlers. I'm going to give her a beaded black crown, and it'll be pointy and pretty, and I'm still deciding on the antlers. I don't know yet. I know that it'll complete the look with all of the coral that's coming out of her random body parts, but I don't know if it needs to be on her head. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Haul. I did buy a few things, but I'm not going to share too much because I'd rather show you when they get here. And also time today is short. But I want to show you something that I have a friend. Her name is Cal, and she makes project bags. She just started a few months ago, and she's thinking about changing her shop name, but I will link her shop below so you can check it out. She makes project bags for cross stitch and fiber arts, so like knitting and crochet. And I asked her if she could make me bags, custom made bags with fabric that I buy. And she said yes, which is amazing. So I asked her to please make me bags with this fabric. Are you ready? This is a green and gold batik that looks like a forest. It's green. And it's for my Frogwarts stitch along with the Black Needle Society that's coming up next month. I'm super excited. I purchased this little Felix Felicitas charm. I think that's how you say it. I can't remember. The good luck potion. I purchased that on Etsy. I just looked for Harry Potter charm, I think. I had to change the lobster claw because it was like a full-on keychain size, but that's my pull. And if you don't know what Frogwarts looks like, it's basically a banner stitch along. It's going to be all 7 years. The first year's band sampler is available on the Black Needle Society's website. If you go into their vault, it's where all the past parts of boxes and things are sold until they are all gone. I would recommend that you snag this up as fast as you can. This is year one's band sampler. So you can see it says Wingardium Leviosa, Alora Mora, and it's got like all the little elements from the first book, which are super cute. So in preparation, I had this bag made. I'm not quite ready to tell you what I'm going to do, but I actually had 2 of them made. So I had it made in reverse as well. Harry Potter Horcrux, and then the batik on the inside of the fabric. Ooh, these are huge as well, by the way. These will fit more than an 11 by 11 Q-snap comfortably, closed, which is fantastic. That one just has the regular pull on it that came with it. But basically, I have the year 1 pattern, which I got from the website. I have the year 2 box that's on the way soon. And that'll have all kinds of goodies in it that are Harry Potter themed, and it'll have the second pattern of, and if you're curious, I was confused too. It says pattern number 2. That just means it's Katie's second pattern. It doesn't mean that it's the second in the series. So I've gone ahead and I've started to kit up for this project for the year 1, because I'm going to do year 1 and year 2 together-ish. I got my project tracker card from S-Word Designs. There we go. And I've already filled it in. Ready to go. If you're interested in getting these are available on Etsy as well, and I have them linked in my link haven. They are super handy. If you want to track how many days you stitch a certain project, these are awesome. If you're not interested in it, I understand, but some of us love to look back and see when we actually worked on those things. Then this came with the pattern. Little chocolate frog. I love it. A little chocolate frog needle minder that was cut from a glow forge. And then I found the perfect piece of fabric. I know that I was supposed to use this for something else and I don't remember what that is. Therefore, it becomes the perfect parchment. Oh, it goes this way. See? This is a 1/2 yard of Mystic Fabrics Veritas. It's huge. I can't even get it all in the frame together, and it's the perfect size. And when I put these side by side, when I put this fabric side by side to the picture, this way, it's very similar. Not perfect, but it's very similar. It's a very good parchment color, I think. So all I need to do is I'm waiting for my threads. So I asked my friend Jessie if she would be so kind as to help me collect those flosses, the specialty flosses. And they are here. I'll show you. So you can do DMC or the overdyed. Sorry, it's focusing on something in the background. Hello. Those are words. There we go. So there are lots of pretty gentle arts and classic colorworks. Or you could just do this in DMC. That's perfectly fine as well. I'm sure it'll look amazing in DMC. But you know me, I'm kind of extra, and I like these variegated flosses. I really do. But there is nothing wrong with using DMC at all. So I have all of that put together, and I'm keeping it inside my bag, and I can't wait to show you. I'm sure that I will be getting the threads soon, and that day we're gonna have, like, I don't know how long that is gonna be, but that haul is gonna be included in my Flosstube video, so get ready for that. So that's all kitted up and ready to go. So those are my July plans. But the plans for this week are just to continue working on the Twisted Rainbow sampler, as that is my June, like, dedicated June piece because of Pride Month, and I wanted to do something rainbow. I did consider doing unicorns this month as well, because we have the Trans Pride Tapestry by Dee's 20 Stitches. And then we have, like, yoga corns that I'm doing with Heike and Jessie. But I'm not feeling the back stitch on yoga corns right now. And the drop for the Dark Queen of the Sea Sal is a lot bigger than I was hoping. And because the trident was 1,250 stitches, that means that this month's drop for me, like this month's work for me, is almost about the same. Not quite, a little bit less than last month, so I need to stay on top of it and I need to get it done. So I think I'm just sticking with these projects for the next week. And then in July, I'm going full in with Frogwarts, and I'm going to be attending the retreat and everything. I will not be playing Quidditch, and I don't think I'll be doing stash dives, but I will be participating in all the challenges, so I'm super excited about that. And also, I wanted to say sorry to everybody who was expecting me to do the Black Needle Society's Rainbow Stitches pictures for the photo challenge. I got a little overwhelmed with it. I am not really a photographer. I don't know how to stage photos for Instagram, and I got a little overwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my hardest to do it. I know that, you know, just like an aside, and this is the end of the video and everything, but sometimes people might have this perception that like doing YouTube and making these videos and everything, it's so easy, you know? But actually sometimes it can mess with you a little bit. And when I personally have like a perfectionism problem where if it's not perfect, I don't like it and I want to do it again and again and again and again until it's right. And I've had to let that go in a lot of parts of my life, which is good, it's healthy. But when it comes to staging photographs, that's difficult for me. And putting that on top of everything else that I have to do. So I apologize to the folks at the Black Needle Society. No disrespect at all. I just find it very overwhelming, but I will try. I will try. I just won't be included in the challenge part, you know what I mean? So that's okay. I think I've worked through it a little bit. We're getting there. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know. Oops, and it fell off. Just to let you know so that, you know, if you were wondering and waiting for it, that's why that didn't happen this week. Okay. And then as for knitting, I didn't do anything. I didn't even move the bag out of the room from filming last week. I have not been feeling like knitting. I suppose it's just hot and humid, you know, summertime. So now that's it for me today because I need to go. I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend, a fantastic week ahead, and just stay crafty, stay safe, be well, and I will see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.